Beaufort, South Carolina is a small southern military town. But this place has arisen from a geo-history of pirates and Spanish explorers and hurricanes and islands that extinguish the stereotypes. The lack of cliché here is important for residents. And it also makes this town a writer's place. There's a reason Milspeak is happening here, under the specter of Pat Conroy and his citadel and his boo, with views of dolphins and kayaks, splashing in salt marshes, filled with invasive but yummy 1-pound tiger shrimp. And the many resident characters who populate it, including the best-selling novelist who answered my knock at the door, wearing no pants at all. A slowed-down, low-country place like this gestates story. The Civil War is still visible here. The 20 or so grand homes in historic downtown Beaufort were commandeered for generals such as Sherman, for visits from Clara Barton and Harriet Tubman, considered by some to be the only American woman to lead a military attack, and for hospitals for soldiers. A few private walls in town have been preserved to show off the soldiers' healing time graffiti, which is a lovely, vivid, visual patois of old-timey script and pornography. He's a pork belly thief and a son of a bitch.
Daddy started having more frequent doctor visits. I started working 2 jobs to make ends meet. My sister takes me back and forth. I realized how sick Dad is during an early morning scheduled surgery when the doctor briefed the family. My head in a fog when the doctor looked at me and said,
"You know, your father has cancer."
No, I didn't know. I was shocked, angry at my sister for not telling me. How come she did not tell me the extent of my daddy's illness? I feel like a fool, stupid, left out, knowing how much I love my mom and dad, knowing they were always there for me and I always wanted to be there for them. From that moment, I knew I would have to stay by my parents' side, no matter what. The healthy, strong man, his body shape began to change. One leg became real tight as the fluid built up and in his pants tightened around his side, while the other pants leg remained loose-fitting. His neck becomes swollen as my heart ached to take away the discomfort, as he has done for me over and over, reassuring me that whatever happens in life,
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
I prayed for my father's healing like I never prayed before, until God answered my prayer one night. I dreamed I asked God to heal Daddy, and in the dream, the voice said,
No.
Your father will die.
I wake up crying because the voice was spoken by one's authority with complete blessed assurance. My life felt like I was constantly running on rollerblades, between running to the hospital, working, sleepless nights, running home when Mama called frantic to get Daddy out when in his weakness he fell, and I vowed not to give up, even to the end. I thank God for Mr. Buster, Cousin Lula Reed, and Reverend Hamilton, who really went beyond the call of duty by helping my mother, sister, and me take Daddy to some early morning treatment to Savannah for radiation treatment and other medical appointments. Dad took the saw to help him up that bell, and Daddy, looking up at me from his chair, said,
Honey, you've done all you could, and don't worry. God will bless you.
Then Daddy finally gave me Mom's request to go to the VA hospital. After being there for about 2 weeks, he was scheduled for minor surgery.
Morning, 31 January, 1989.
I sat at my desk. A warm feeling engulfed me like a hug at 9 a.m. I smelled Daddy's masculine scent, and I break down and cry. My coworker Lee came and embraced me with a hug and said,
Yvonne, go to your daddy.
This is very unusual.